Blog Talk Radio.
Join us for today's episode of the Utopian Realities Slope, Save Life on Planet Earth Blog Talk Radio Show, bringing you solution bearers with practical, proven, scientific ways to help you eliminate global level irradiation and extinction level threats from your body and bringing forward the means to restore and sustain global waters, air, soil, and sentient life. Welcome. Greetings, all. Today our guest is Nathan Hintz. Nathan, independent from any university or agency, taught himself physics, mechanical, and electrical engineering, SolidWorks machine design, animation, illustrating and writing patents, digital photo editing, traditional portrait painting, airbrushing, mural painting, and was privately educated in machining and tooling, welding, metalworking, and faux finishing. For 17 years, he's been designing machines while selling paintings and designing hundreds of inventions. Interested in both art and engineering his entire life, Nathan sold his first painting at the age of 12, and by age 15 was exhibiting in museums after having won the 1990 National Congressional Art Competition. Generous and philanthropic, Nathan has donated artwork to the March of Dimes, Children of 9/11 fundraiser, and Ronald McDonald House fundraisers, and created the Slope logo and poster. Nathan, whose inventions can be seen at swinggen.com and xturbines.com, and his artwork at hintzofcolor.weebly.com, that's HINTZ of color.weebly.com, is an integral part of Slope and epitomizes the inventors rising up who are dedicating themselves to saving life on planet Earth by both envisioning and building an eco-friendly world. Welcome, Nathan.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, Ecovillages. How did you come to conceive of Ecovillages, and how is that process unfolding?
Well, I actually started out growing up in northern Minnesota. We lived off-grid, and I got to experience life on the farm firsthand, and we grew everything we needed. And now I'd like to allow everybody to have that experience in a eco-village where you could move to that would allow all the conveniences of modern technology using human-powered systems to generate all the energy we need for an eco-village to make it attractive for people to want to live sustainably. We need to provide energy to do so, rather than how I grew up. We actually had to chop wood to power our stove to survive. But now I've invented a swing that can allow a single person to generate enough power to run the whole village. So we can now make it possible for actual sustainable village to live sustainably without needing grid power.
Well, tell us more about human-powered power and how that works.
Well, it's all about using mechanical advantage. SwingGen, for example, uses weight swinging from the end of a lever to increase that force on the other end of the lever. So if you attach a teeter-totter on top of a swing set and you swing from one end of the teeter-totter, the other end of the teeter-totter can now drive a substantial size pump to pump more water than you could have otherwise without such a mechanism. The similar type of system, using momentum to our advantage this way, allows a person to bounce in the water, say in a swimming pool, that when you bounce at the right speed in the swimming pool, you'll find that you can match the resonant frequency of the swimming pool to amplify the wave, and before you know it, you'll be splashing a lot of water out of the swimming pool. We can use this idea to also allow people to have fun while they generate a substantial amount of power. If you set your swimming pool on top of a teeter-totter and you bounce a wave back and forth across the pool, you're going to be shifting a substantial amount of weight from one end of the teeter-totter to the other without working very hard. So you're actually just having fun while you're driving a 10 or 20 kilowatt generator to help power the neighborhood. It's
wow. That's
kind of a fun way for people to make energy, and I believe the Ecovillage, combining it with a water park, will be an attraction to actually bring people out and enjoy all the fun while they're helping power the place. So we can now make a sustainable village fully human powered without needing any grid power or even wind or solar. So no waiting for the wind to blow or the sun to shine. We can generate all the power we need during the day to keep our systems running at night.
That sounds incredible. How is the project moving forward, and how can people get involved in helping see it happen?
Well, we're about to run a fundraising campaign to allow people to just donate. However, we're looking for donations. We need large components to set up some large swings, like crane trusses or radio towers, that type of material, the truss-style booms to be able to swing from to generate the large amounts of power. I've built several small ones already, and actually I left a small 100-watt swing gen up in northern Washington at a homeless community where they needed to be able to charge their phones, and kids were having fun swinging this thing even when everybody's phones were fully charged, because it's just simply fun to ride. So I left it there for them, although now we're looking to set up some large ones where we can do 20, 30 kilowatts or so. The first one might actually be done in Japan. There's a lot of interest in my swing gens out there, as well as the power flowers I designed. So I'll be meeting with the Japanese investors shortly.
Tell us about the flower powers.
It's essentially just a regular windmill designed to look like a flower. There's a few different styles of flowers I designed. I installed a flower garden of a bunch of little turbines in the Le Bonheur Children's Hospital in Memphis with a friend of mine, Yvonne Bobo. She and I built this flower garden of maybe 2 or 3 dozen various styles of flowers that will spin when the wind blows, and so the whole sculpture comes to life when the wind blows, and a couple of them actually make power to light it up at night. So that was more just fun, whereas now the design of the power flower has gotten some real interest to make wind farms more attractive and practical as well, because this type of turbine doesn't hurt birds or anything. The things appear solid, so birds won't fly into them the way they would normal three-bladed turbines. And these type of turbines don't need as much wind as a standard three-blader either. So it has some advantages as well. But I'm more interested in the swing power personally because it's a better price per kilowatt. I think it'll allow more people to get off grid because in most places the wind doesn't blow hard enough to live off of the wind power. A swing gen will allow you to generate all the power that you need and then some, and have fun and get a little light exercise while you do it. So I'm mostly interested in the swing gen, but it looks like the power flowers will be happening as well.
And you also have incorporated into the design of the Ecovillages power generating speed bumps. Can you talk about that and how that works as well?
Yeah, I'm about to go to Costa Rica actually to help with a speed bump system out there because there was a tragic bus accident that hit a train because they didn't have the guard gates along the train tracks, and tragically there was a collision recently, and however, there isn't grid power available out there at some of these train intersections to allow the gates to open and close. So rather than trying to install a solar array and all that, or wind turbines out there, it'll be cheaper and more reliable to simply make a speed bump power the pneumatic opening gates. So as traffic goes by and over the speed bump, it will open and close the gate as needed off pneumatic power. So I've now expanded that idea to include a slosh tank, kind of like the swimming pool bouncing action, to amplify that power of the cars rolling over a speed bump to now slosh a water tank back and forth as a billboard sign that would rock gently back and forth as a car goes over it, allowing a single car rolling over this thing to generate about 40 kilowatts for a few minutes every time a car rolls over that. Using mechanical advantage and the wave dynamics working to our advantage, we can allow that momentum of the car rolling over the speed bumps to transfer to a top-heavy water tank up on stilts, essentially, that bounces back and forth with a lot of leverage to drive our pumps and generators.
Now, you're envisioning the Ecovillage even working in the desert. How is that possible with the lack of moisture in the desert? How are you looking at creating the water for the Ecovillage?
Well, it's actually fairly simple. Existing atmospheric water collectors use what's called a compressor to create a high pressure and a low pressure to the little pistons in the compressor actually just create a low pressure tank in through a coil, and this coil gets really cold in the low pressure side, so the cold actually freezes any atmospheric moisture in the air to the surface, and we can collect that moisture with just by simply scraping the ice off of our ice collector, and just like leaving the refrigerator or the freezer door open, you'll find it gets all iced up. We're going to use that ice to make our water park happen, even without a regular water source available from the ground. We can get all the water we need from the air because we can drive the compressor with our swings. In fact, when we swing 10,000 gallons of water from the end of a 100-foot lever, the amount of pressure that we can pull on our pistons will far exceed anything that the conventional industrial chillers can do, pushing the hydraulics or the pneumatic systems to their pressure limits. We can generate as much as 1,000 gallons an hour with a single machine. So it just requires a swing in a good-sized tank of water with some people bouncing in it, having fun to keep the thing swinging. And as we are pulling on this lever with several hundred tons of force, the pistons can use that pressure to pull a vacuum in our refrigerant. By pumping refrigerant, we're pulling a vacuum on one side and pressurizing the other side, so we have heat and cold available for refrigeration as well as for collecting ice.
Wow. You're also looking at creating sustainable businesses within the Ecovillage. Can you talk about that besides the amusement park, what you have envisioned for?
Yeah, our Ecovillage will start out with a set of gardens or greenhouses, vertical gardens in the greenhouses to provide food, as well as mushroom houses that provide us with the organic mushrooms. So between the mushrooms and the vegetables, we'll have a sustainable business immediately to earn a living as well as sustain the people living there. So we can easily produce more than we need for the community to live. So it makes a good business to export the surplus vegetables and even surplus water to sell elsewhere. And we can, if we need to generate additional income, we can also sell surplus electricity as well. So using these swings with a single person able to generate 40 kilowatts or 50 kilowatts or so, now that allows that person to earn a really good living. Because if you're looking at buying that much power, you'd be spending if you were to purchase 50,000 watts of power all year long, I believe it would actually exceed $50,000 a year. So it's actually a good living for people to sit there and bounce and have fun, no matter what part of the world we build this Ecovillage.
And any particular thoughts about the qualities of the micro homes, the building materials, or the process of creating the housing?
Well, we're looking at using several different styles of construction for these eco homes. I've collected quotes from quite a few builders now, and ideally each neighborhood will have a variety of construction styles, so you won't go walking up to your neighbor's house by mistake. Each house will be rather unique in its appearance, and making it a more interesting place to live with several different styles, designs of homes, and well, most of which will include the geopolymers that provide energy efficient construction, as well as longevity, being fireproof and earthquake proof, and a variety of materials that makes it healthy to live within, unlike existing building techniques.
And
so, yeah, well,
so much of your design work, I mean, you envision, and then you also actually have the capability of creating. Can you talk about your process at all in the work that you do? And I know you also facilitate helping other inventors as well. What's that process like, Nathan?
Well, I started out with drafting and got into fabrication as well with my own inventions. I learned to weld and machine metal, and now I actually have my own 3D printer, so I've been helping other inventors with the technical drafting, and then actually printing out the scale models, or sometimes even full-scale models, to make the dream come real, whatever it may be. I do a variety of fabrication techniques to make things real, from top to bottom, actually, starting from a pencil sketch to making a animated computer model, and then actually printing it out in real life and testing it out in the real world. So I do a lot of casting molds, silicone molds and stuff, and then can manufacture copies or allow customers even to manufacture their own copies as they need using a silicone mold. You can get several thousand copies out of a single mold if you're careful with it. So it's
So what are you working on right now?
I'm just finishing up a project for a client, which is a structured water device that uses a combination of vortexes and magnets and crystals to adjust the frequencies of the water and make it healthier to drink and healthier for plants to grow. So I'm printing out a full-size model. It's about a week's worth of printing, but it should be ready for the client by next week.
Nathan, if people want to know more about Ecovillage, how can they get in touch with you? And where can they...
You can learn more about what I'm doing at swinggen.com and xturbines.com. Swinggen.com has some of the systems that we'll be employing in the Ecovillage, and if anybody wants to reach me, they can just reach me through swinggen.com. It's the easiest, with a double G, SWINGGEN.com, and just email me through the website there, and I'll respond. One of the things I'm working on currently, actually, I wanted to mention, is a really fun project where the client wanted a houseboat that would be cast out of the geopolymers that we're working with for the Ecovillage. Although I'd suggested perhaps we make the houseboat submersible, and the client loved the idea, so I'm currently researching submarine designs and looking at building a 1/12 scale model of the submarine houseboat that will be fully human powered without having to pedal around. You'll be able to swing a swimming pool in the submarine to power the systems, which will all be pneumatic. So without any risk of electrical failures or anything, all of the key systems will be operated mechanically through pneumatic power. People will be bouncing or swinging in the water tanks or the water bed to make the lever bounce up and down, which operates a piston that creates the pressure for the air pressure to drive the systems, and so the propellers and the air tanks that allow you to rise or fall into the water will all be operated through pneumatic power. A nice durable systems that aren't prone to failure the way electrical components are, and with just a set of redundant compressors and redundant valves, we can safely navigate the ocean with just human power alone, and allow a nice stealthy way to live without making a view pollution, crowding the beaches with all the modern homes. We can now make our homes rather invisible and visit whatever beach we like. So it's kind of a fun project I'm excited about.
Wow, that sounds great. I'd love to go on a ride on that. Nathan, we'll have to visit again. Listeners, to learn how to become part of the Utopian Reality Slope Earth Aid mission, contact White Buffalo Nation at gmail.com and visit wbnslope.weebly.com and our White Buffalo Nation Facebook page, and support the Slope mission at gofundme.com/slope. We're going to close today with a portion of a song by Winfrey called Everything You Touch, performed by Rowan Mastriano. Together, let's save life on planet Earth. That's yours, mine, and all of ours on and in the land, waters, and air. Thanks for joining us, Nathan. Till
My
next
pleasure.
time, this is Sleep Wolf for Slope. Save life on planet Earth. Earth Aid now.
On spaceship Earth, in our common bonds, bodies made of flesh and blood, notes in the universe's song. We all make a melody, dancing patterns, points of light. Rainbow messengers, colors turning into white. Everything you touch becomes a part of you. Everything you touch becomes a part of you. Everything you see, everything you do is part of you. We are sailing on spaceship Earth, reaching for the sun. Finding the freedom of the many to the one, like the angels of the morning and the devils in the night. We're going nowhere special. At the speed of light, everything you touch becomes a part of you. Everything you touch
Thanks for this.
becomes a part of you.
This is Winfrey performing.
Everything you see, everything you do is part of you. Everything you touch